Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing Altergeist, pure Altergeist. It's a pretty great deck. So this is round 2 of a best of 3. I forgot to record the first round, but he's pretty much playing Shadal Invoked. Shadal Invoked has a lot of spellcasters, so Secret Village of Spellcasters, pretty much useless. Searching the Mystic Mine. Search the Mystic Mine. Normal summon Marionetter. Use Marionetter. Marionetter effect. Pretty much the best one is probably Protocol. Just set Protocol. We have an Impermanence too. And this is a new card that's coming in, Rise of the Duelist, I believe. It's called Altergeist Failover. Its on-field effect is decent, I guess. If a Altergeist card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can summon any Altergeist you want from your hand. But its graveyard effect is also pretty good. If it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to recycle an Altergeist from your graveyard to your hand. So pretty much, if you send graveyard off Protocol, you get not only do you negate it, but if you have any Altergeists in your graveyard, you can just recycle them, which is super great. So we'll see what he has to offer. El Shadal Fusion, nice. So I think I'll just activate Failover preemptively, just preemptively activating Failover. Now the problem is, if he goes for something like El Shadal Construct or something of that sort, Impermanence, using Protocol will destroy the card, and they can just float into another copy of El Shadal Fusion. I believe it's once per turn. Yes, it is. So I believe every single Shadal except Apocalypse has the effect to. Okay, he's going for the water or the dark. Okay, just going for Apocalypse. So you can use what on earth? You can use. He's negating the effects of Failover. Failover doesn't even have any good effects. Why would you want that? So do I want to negate Apocalypse? What activated as Chain Link 3? I'm not really sure. I think he chain blocked his Hedgehog. Yep, he chain blocked his Hedgehog. So let's see if he activates something that's actually noteworthy. I don't know why you'd want to negate Failover, but okay. Impermanence. That might pose a problem. He has, there's no reason why you would actually go for the. He had an Nibiru in hand. He has a Nibiru in hand. El Shadal Construct. Now that is something you definitely want to negate. I'll just activate my Impermanence. Negate your Construct. I will not be using Protocol, because if I negate and destroy it, I could have used Failover. I could have used Failover. He's going into battle phase. Doesn't matter too much, I guess, because I have second Marionetter on top of the Mystic Mine. So once Mystic Mine hits the field, I don't really have much of a win condition. Maybe I put in the new Altergeist Link 4. It is decent at OTKing your opponent. Pretty good. I believe it just tributes something. It can attack again and gains attack or something. I don't know. Kind of like Twist Cobra. He's going for Alistair, Invoker of Madness. What attribute is Apocalypse? It's dark. So he's going for the Construct to recycle stuff. Unless he can chain. He's chain blocking. I do not want his Apocalypse to resolve I can also use the failover effect to recycle something I want. But no, I'm good. I don't want to use that effect right now. So you'll get the recycle for El Shaddai Fusion. Now unless he has another Shaddai monster in his hand, he's good. We draw Pukari. Now that is an above average draw, to say the least. Normal summon Marionetter. Use Marionetter effect. It's not very, like, what are the chances that he has another Shaddai monster in his hand? I don't know the odds, but they seem pretty likely. I think I'll be setting a manifestation. Now I can just go for the Hextia. And now we can use the effect of Pukari, who can recycle itself, which is super cool. Now, like, what are you waiting on? Because we can just link the Hextia into a link cross, and then Hextia can search any Altergeist card. So not only if you already have like Multifaker in hand, usually you're going to be searching Multifaker off its graveyard effect. The only thing I can chain, yep, it's the failover. So we're getting the Pukari back in our hand, and we can just link into a link cross, and then we'll just go ahead and chain block the Hextia, chain link one Hextia, chain link two link cross, so they cannot hit the Hexia with something like an Ash Blossom. So we're getting 2 tokens. And we will get the search for everybody's favorite card, Altergeist Multifaker. And we do have a set manifestation. We can always just use failover to recycle anything we want. I think I'll pass, to be honest. I think I should pass. Now manifestation. Let me just think of a place to put the manifestation. I mean, I'm probably going to get the Hextia with manifestation. Chain manifestation. Get back the Hextia. Chaining El Shaddai Fusion. He drew another one. And he has another Shaddai in his hand. And he can go for the dark, yep, Winda. Good old Winda. But the true question is, now, is it... I'm kind of forced to negate that, I guess. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Let's see. I mean, either way, it's going to get destroyed. I think I will opt for getting rid of it. I can use manifestation effect now, letting me recycle the failover. Then I can just set the failover, and then I can pretty much just set failover. Hextia has the graveyard effect. Surprisingly, the graveyard effect is cool too. Let's just search whatever we want. We get to search for Conquery. So now if he plans on attacking, he will have to face the wrath of my Conquery. Okay, I was about to say he'll have to face the wrath of my Conquery until that happened. But it's okay. We'll just go for a Link Rebo. So we've gone for the Link Rebo. Any specific reason why we can't go into second one? Or I could not have gone into my relinquish Anima specifically does not need a token. So this is dilemma. I guess we can normal summon the Pukari, and then Pukari why can't I link summon? Oh yes, Winda. I forgot about Winda. So maybe instead of linking straight into a link repo, I should have thought more in depth. It'll be fine. Because I know that is a set El Shaddai fusion, unless it is not, unless he held on to the El Shaddai fusion. It's not terraforming. Interesting choice. I believe he'll just search Magical Meltdown. That's really the only obvious thing he'll search. I can go ahead and use Multifaker now. I'm forced to use Multifaker at such a time. Disgusting. So of course, Magical Meltdown isn't really going to do much. On activation, it'll search an Alistair, and then I can just negate the effect of the Alistair if he normal summons it. Negate. If that's a set invocation, I will actually rage. To be honest, that better not be an invocation. Okay, he's going straight for battle. I'm pretty much forced to use the link Karibo. And let's see, I can chain failover. Like what will I get out of failover? Marionette pass. Oh no, wait, I can actually. No, wait, I think it's good if I get the Marionette back in my hand. Because if I normal summon it and then I can just go into a Hextia, I'll be able to beat over the Winda. Okay, we have the Extravagance. We've got the Extravagance. We'll get to draw two. Let's see, we still have the Hexia, which is great. We'll normal summon the Marionetta, and we'll use the Marionetter's effect. And I do not see the Melee-Seek in my hand. That just proves how blind I am. I believe I have Linkuriboh in hand. So not like I don't know why I did not see the Melee-Seek in my hand. I could have won if I normal summon Melee-Seek, got over that Winda. But who cares about doing it that way when you can go into Hextia? I think I'll use. Do I want to use the Multifaker? I think I'll go for the Multifaker. So pretty atrocious hand. Pretty atrocious field in general. I still don't know why I didn't go for the Melee-Seek. On top of that, I also had a follow-up play in front of the Melee-Seek. The Winda will let him recycle something, and I say, nah. You're not recycling stuff today, buddy. On top of that, I have a negate in the form of Hextia. So I guess I'll revive the Linkuriboh, tribute the token, get this man back. And then I get to deal another 300. This is called top tier gameplay. Top tier gameplay. Can't do anything at this point. Go to Link Cross. No, I don't think I'll go for the Link Cross. I think my spell trap negate is a bit more important than Link Cross right now. He surrenders. He surrenders. I wonder what that card he drew was. Should I go for another duel? Should I? Nah, I'll go straight for the deck profile for you guys. It's not the greatest deck on earth, but I mustered up everything I could. So here's the deck profile. It's not. I mean, it's probably not the greatest. I'll just mouse over it. It's not the greatest, to be honest. These three cards probably shouldn't be here, to be honest. You could probably just swap out these three for something better. Probably put evenly matched in the side deck. I like evenly matched in the main deck. You could probably like swap these boys out for something like Lost Wind. Lost Wind is always nice. Lost Wind is super great. It is a free negate. So just a more in-depth profile. We have one Conquery. I only really run one because you can recycle it in the forms of stuff like failover. You're not really going to keep it on the field for long. Maybe just use it as link material for stuff like Hextia. But failover is probably the most important application of it, being able to recycle the card. 3 copies of Marionetter. Sometimes you can run Haunted Rock. I mean, running Haunted Rock is super situational. It's only good if you already have a multi-faker in your hand. But I don't really like setting Haunted Rock with your Marionetter. Probably something like Protocol. Protocol is just a free monster negate, turning Marionetter into free monster negate, basically into Crystal Wing. But once again, if you're really confident in being able to just pull off your being able to pull off stuff like I just lost my train of thought. If you think you're always going to be opening Marionetter plus Multifaker, you'd run Haunted Rock, because it can activate the turn you set it with the effect of an Altergeist card. We have 3 copies of Multifaker. Do I have to explain this? Usually you're going to be something Silcoitus, time will be something Meliseek. 2 copies of Ash Blossom, 2 copies of Silcoitus. I only run 2 because it's a bit of a garnet. You're not really going to normal summon Silcoitus. Most of the time you're just going to summon it with Multifaker. And then you can just summon Multifaker again from your hand using stuff like Personal Spoofing. That second time you're probably going to summon something like a Meliseek. But 2 Silcoitus, I found that this worked best for me. Sometimes you can kind of lose it with your Pot of Desires. But once again, 2 is probably best. On top of that, you can recover it with stuff like Failover. And Personal Spoofing. If you have it in your hand, you can just shuffle it back. 3 copies of Meliseek. 3 copies of Meliseek because it's basically just sends something to the graveyard on top of dealing your opponent a bit of damage, and then with stuff, and then you can just link it into something like an Anima or a Link Rebo, so that you can just search a Multifaker. We have 3 copies of Pukeri. Pukeri is probably the new good card. Any Altergeist plus Pukeri plus Trap card is combo. Marionetter plus Pukeri is also full combo. Basically you're just going to go into Hextia, link it off for a Link Cross, and then you get to search for a Multifaker. And then if you got something like a Marionetter or an extra Trap, you can just summon it. You can just summon Marionetter from your hand during your opponent's next turn, and then you can summon Silcoitus. It's super great utility. On top of that, it can recycle itself once per tool. We have 2 copies of Desires and 3 copies of Extravagance, just your draw spells. 3 copies of Impermanence, mainly because you're able to summon Multifaker on your first turn if you open Impermanence plus Multifaker. Just a super great hand altogether. I'm thinking of just shifting Evenly Matched into my extra deck, mainly because Evenly Matched, it comes in clutch sometimes, I'd say. But I honestly think it's better in the side deck. Probably run 3 of them in the side deck. In terms of replacement for that, you can probably just run something like a Titan Osider. This is a new card. It basically just negates the effect of an extra deck monster, or you could swap it for something like, I don't know, just swap it with whatever you want. I just main deck Evenly Matched for now. 2 copies of Manifestation. Manifestation is a really great recovery tool. On top of that, it can activate a Multifaker during your turn. We have 3 copies of Lost Wind. Lost Wind is a super great card. It can just negate and half the attack of any monster your opponent summons. So it's super. But it only works on special summon monsters, unfortunately. So it's kind of like the new Ghost Girl. What was it? Something and Moonlit Chill. I can't remember the full name. It just negates a special summon monster. But does come in clutch sometimes, especially against cards. Probably against decks like Madolche or Dinosaur, Adamantipator, all of that stuff. 3 copies of Protocol. Protocol is Protocol, free negate if you set it with something like Marionetter, free negate on its own. I thought if you send something like Failover to the graveyard using its effect, you get to recover a card using Failover's effect. You can send Meliseek to the graveyard to negate, and Meliseek will get you the extra search for something like a Multifaker. It just has so much utility in this deck, there's no reason not to play 3. 3 copies of personal spoofing. It's your search thing. Pretty much shuffle back anything. Even if you draw multi-figure, you can just shuffle back multi-figure, search another multi-figure, and then you can just summon the multi-figure and summon out anything you want. 2 copies of failover. I run 2 because you kind of want to see it in your hand. It's got a decent protection effect, summoning stuff from your hand. So maybe if you have something like a multi-figure, and for some reason you haven't used its effect already to summon itself, you can just special summon it from your hand using something like failover and then using its effect. Or you could summon something like a Meluseek, and then Meluseek could potentially get more stuff on the field. 3, and finally we have 2 copies of Evenly Matched. Once again, I said you can just shift this in your side deck, replace it with something like a Paleozoic card like Canadia, or I don't know, anything really. Evenly Matched is better fit for the side deck if you know you're going to be going second. Just blows up your opponent's entire board. For extra deck, we have 1 copy of Avermax, 1 copy of Borlsword, and 1 copy of the new card, Memory Gant. It's kinda an ODK card. Basically, it is a Goki Twist Cobra in a nutshell, on top of having a 2800 body, and if it destroys a monster by battle, you can destroy another monster your opponent controls, and it can make a second attack, which is kinda ridiculous. And if it's destroyed, you can just banish 1 monster from your graveyard instead. So it has super great protection. It's incredible ODK potential. It's a really good card in general as a Link 4. I mean, these Link 4s are really just extra cards in case you never run into something like an Extravagance. We have our 1 copy of Appaloosa, 1 copy of Prime Banshee. What this does, it tributes an Altergeist in order to summon an Altergeist from your deck to his own points to. So pretty much you can tribute something like okay, thank you. You can tribute something like a Meluseek, and Meluseek will trigger, which will get you search. You can summon Multi-Faker off its effect, which can get you Multi-Faker's effect, summon a Silcoitus, and you can probably search something like a Conquery with your Meluseek effect. We have 3 copies of Hexia. Hexia is a super great card. On top of having the effect to search any Altergeist card, not any monster, just any card in general. So if you already have something like a Multi-Faker, you can always search something like a Protocol or a Manifestation. And usually how you're going to trigger that effect is to link it into a Link Cross. 2 Link Cross, mainly just to avoid it from getting banished with Extravagance. Sometimes it does get banished, but that's very rarely. Even if it does get banished, you can always summon something like a Prime Banshee or a Memory Gant. So Link Cross is Link Cross, super great. We have 3 copies of Linkuriboh and 2 copies of Anima. I just found the Linkuriboh to have more utility going first, something that Altergeist really like, just going first, rather than having the Anima while going second. Because, I mean, Linkuriboh, it's really great. On top of that, you can just tribute any level 1 to recover itself. So you can probably tribute something like a Link Cross token or something on those lines to summon itself. And Anima just equips stuff. It's a really great form of removal, just equipping stuff. It bypasses stuff like non-destructible removal or stuff that says, I don't know, this card. I mean, pretty much bypasses everything that Dingirsu bypasses. So that's the whole deck. I hope you liked it. Do like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.